Welcome to another edition of Biro Sports Talk. I'm your host, Biro, and as always, I'm here to bring you your generalized sports news. So, as we're talking, don't forget we are on most social media platforms. Check us out on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch if you're not already watching us on one of those platforms. Now, let's start with a play that happened today. I wish I could show you the clip. Not set up to show you the clip, but that's okay. So a play in baseball today. There's two outs. A Cubs player was running to first, routine play. First baseman got pulled off the base. And instead of realizing, oh, I can just turn around and tap the bag, he chased after the Cubs player who decided to run back towards home, which I don't know what was going on in the first baseman's mind. I do understand sometimes people get caught up in the moment, but this is definitely something that we would consider more little league, farm league, very young, not a major league play. But since we already are talking about baseball, let's just go ahead and dive right on in. Like we do every week, we give a little quick glance at all baseball before we dive in. Well, usually towards the end of the show. But let's start it off with a quick review of what's going on. The Rays are ahead in the AL East, ahead of the Red Sox by a game. Yankees are right there at 2.5 behind. The Blue Jays are 5 games back, and Baltimore's the worst team in the league right now. So there's that. In the AL Central, you got the Indians back a game of the White Sox. The Royals are right there, 5 games back. Probably going to end up being around 500, it looks like. The Twins are 8.5 back, and of course the Tigers are 10 back. So they're still back, but not by much. So the wild NL West. Right now you got the Oakland Athletics who are looking to move. And then you, of course, have the Astros 1 game back. No longer beating on trash cans. You got the Mariners 5.5 games back. Angels 6 games back. And Rangers 7 games back. The National League, Mets are winning the NL East. They're ahead of the Phillies by 2.5 games, the Braves by 2.5 games, Marlins 3 games. And the Nationals have been turning it on of late. They're now only 3.5 games. They were a little further back, but they've definitely picked it up. In the NL Central, you got the Cubs and Cardinals tied at 27 and 22. Brewers are 25-25, 2.5 games back. The Reds are below 500, 5 games back. And Pittsburgh is 9 games back, and they're the ones who performed the terrible play earlier today. The NL West, you got the Padres, the Dodgers. Padres are in first. Dodgers are a game back, along with the Giants, who are also a game back. Both of them haven't played 2 games compared to the Padres. Padres have played 2 more games. And then the Rockies and Diamondbacks are towards the bottom of the barrel right now. So that kind of takes care of baseball. Again, baseball's a very long season. We're still technically early in the season. It's only going to be June here next week. It'll be interesting. But now for some NFL. So, a lot of rumors today with Julio Jones and pretty much all week. Undisputed, Shannon Sharp called him up. He pretty much said, "Oh, I'm done there." When asked about Atlanta. Thanks. Thanks, Bearded. Oh, man. Yeah, I haven't seen you on the streams because obviously I've been streaming like I normally do around 7 p.m. every Thursday. Anyways, back to the Julio Jones drama. The Jones, it's that interview, which was unprofessionally done by Shannon Sharp, has led to A.J. Brown actively recruiting Julio Jones to Tennessee. But we'll see where this plays out. Atlanta says they have a trade offer with a future first round pick and whatnot. Titans are heavily pushing, but they're considered a long shot. I'm trying to find. But so Jones has played 10 seasons with the Falcons, where he was selected number 6 overall in the 2011 draft. He's led the league in receiving twice. He's made 7 Pro Bowls, was named first team All-Pro twice. He's a very good player, still doing fine. He had a limited season last year with 9 games due to injury, but still a respectable 51 catches, 771 yards, 3 touchdowns. One of the things that seems to plague him, though, is the low touchdown rate. Some people will say that's just because they're not targeting him. Some will say they're targeting him too much. Personally, I think the low touchdown rate is just an example of Matt Ryan spreading out the touches. And with the draft pick of Pitts, they get another weapon. They're going to do good. Oh, man, I don't... We're not going to go into... We'll go into Tebow, but not that story of Tebow where he's a prop bet. We're not much of a betting sports source. But let's, like I said, dive on into Tebow. So Tebow, the rumors of late is that now not only does he have a chance with tight end, that he was secretly really recruited to be a quarterback or H-back or do everything like Taysom Hill of the Saints. Very similar. Same build, same everything. Everyone can really see it. It's just a matter of getting it implemented and seeing what he can do there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with giving Tebow a shot. A lot of people think it's publicity, which it probably partially is. But you know, that's just... Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry. Since my phone's on the ground to see the comments on Twitch, it's hard to keep up. Because when I brought the phone up, I was told there's some static or something with the microphone, some electrocurrent, or not cryptocurrency, but electro interference, basically. But to your question of Mac Jones wearing number 50 to OTAs, Bill Belichick makes all first-round picks wear number 50 to earn their number. It's a tradition by the Patriots. I forget where I saw the image, though. It was probably like Instagram. But you saw the last 4 Patriots first-round picks all wearing number 50 in training camp. They obviously don't stay number 50, but that is the reason for the number 50. But the NFL, we're still a ways away. Some big things I've seen, honestly, with football has nothing to do with the NFL. Besides Aaron Rodgers, long and behold, Aaron Rodgers drama. Oh, no, he did not choose 50. But this Aaron Rodgers drama is interesting. Besides that, the pictures of him in Hawaii seem creepy to me because he seems like the old man. I don't, it is just kind of weird looking because he just seems too old for it. but but there's been a lot of talk about keeping him, and at this point, how can you keep Aaron Rodgers on the Packers? He's going to want to retire. He might pull Brett Favre and force his way to another team that way, like Favre did so many times ago. Granted, Favre was traded to the Jets for a fourth round pick. So, you know, what would Aaron Rodgers bring? A lot of people think a lot more than that just because of the talent that's there. However, people are going to look at it as an aging quarterback who just won MVP. Like, you can't undervalue him because he's old just because it's Aaron Rodgers. He's talented, he's going to be good. Let's see. Alex Smith made a pretty good point about Aaron Rodgers and the organization. Are you going to, elaborate, actually explain? Because I did see Alex Smith said something and didn't actually see what he said about the organization and Aaron Rodgers. I know the organization has pretty much failed to put any weapons besides Devontae Adams around him. Like, it's good to get him protection. They've drafted linemen. They do eventually draft wide receivers in drafts. But it's interesting because you got to remember oh my goodness, it's so tiny. Oh, just show some love, y'all. You're asking an organization that's owned by the citizens of Milwaukee. It's citizens of Green Bay. Not a specific owner, not a. It's a complicated feat. So, like, if the team wanted to do anything, they would have to somehow get someone with majority ownership. But if you. There's something about people who live in Green Bay. Not everyone, but some people have percentages of the organization. It's what Green Bay's always been known for. But let's go to the NBA because, right now we're in playoffs with the NBA. So let's see what we got going on. So the big thing is 2 hecklers have been banned or season tickets revoked. Trae Young got spit on. Russell Westbrook got popcorn dumped on him. Stephen A drops the mic on Kwame Brown. That's just stupid, dude. There's no need to bash Kwame. He's already had a rough life. But let's just go straight into the playoff. So the playoffs tonight, you got 3 great games. You can't ask for better games. You got the Bucks Heat at 7:30. So like in 14 minutes. You got the Suns Lakers at 10, and you got the Nuggets Trailblazers at 10:30. But speaking of last night, let's go 2 nights though. There we go. So 2 nights ago, can I? We'll squeeze in this, I guess. So 2 nights ago, we got the Celtics and Nets. Nets go up 2-0 on Tuesday. The Celtics are just falling apart. They need to get healthy, is what I'll say. With Brown out, it's kind of obvious they needed Jaylen Brown to be healthy. And the Nets, of course, are starting and forming to be a top seed team. The Mavericks beat the Clippers again. Clippers don't know what's going on. I mean, you look at the Clippers, they're 0-2 right now. And it's just ridiculous. Kawhi's doing his thing. Paul George is doing his thing. But you're not getting much from anyone else. And that's the problem. However, going 1 for 7, Paul George from 3, that's not going to cut it. The fact that Kawhi was -7 with 41 points is an insult, in my opinion. But, like I said, Mavs are getting it done. That was on the road. They're up 2-0. Last night, you got the 76ers and Wizards. Sixers win. They go up 2-0. Wizards looking like a beaten down 8 seed, because they are. And of course, you got the incident with popcorn being thrown out with Russell Westbrook. Now, what they did with that specific person is they revoked his season tickets. I think they'll up it eventually here in either today or tomorrow, but we'll see. The Knicks won, and then the city just decided we're going to celebrate like we won the championship. The Knicks are tied with the Hawks 1-1. However, Trae Young got spit on by some heckler. The heckler is now banned indefinitely from Madison Square Garden. That's ridiculous, but the fans should have never have done it. It all comes down to the fans should have been smarter about this. I'm okay with the ban. People, if you don't want Ron Artest or Meta World Peace running up into the stands punching you, don't do anything. You can heckle, but don't spit, don't throw stuff, don't do any of that. And of course, also last night, Jazz Grizzlies. Donovan Mitchell was back. They lost the first game because he was out. This time they win 141-129. You got the Jazz being tied 1-1. So tonight, like I said, we got Bucks Heat. That's a 2-0 lead for the Bucks. You got Suns Lakers. That's a 1-1 game. You got the Nuggets Trailblazers, also 1-1. I think the Bucks are going to take this, Michael Jordan style personally. And, I think they're going to end up winning this series. You're looking at maybe a 4-1, 4-2. We'll see how Jimmy responds tonight. In your 10 o'clock, Chris Paul's got to bring it. If they want to beat the Lakers, Chris Paul's got to be Chris Paul. I know they're in LA. I know that's tough. But Chris Paul's been there. He's done that. So we'll see what the Suns do. Nuggets, Trailblazers. Again, interesting battle. I think the Trailblazers are going to push them, though. I really think it's Dame time. And I really can see, now that it's in Portland, Dame taking control of this. I think that's every game. I was trying to think of the one that I did not cover, but I'm not seeing one right now. Yeah, we covered all of them. I don't know why I thought we were missing one, but happens, happens. But some other news today. I found this, I think it was news yesterday, because I listened to my sports podcast like a day late because, you know, I listen as a podcast, not as a live show. And I'm looking at the wrong one. I was going to say, I went NCAA men's basketball instead of football. All right, let's go football. So the big topic from Geno Smith, and you heard that right. Geno, or not, is that his name? I really think that's his name. I probably got his name wrong. It's going to bug me. Ohio State AD. Gene Smith. See, I added a syllable that didn't either. Gene Smith, he came out and said there's going to have to be expansion with this playoff formula. Everyone's a little surprised by that, but at the same time, I knew it was a matter of time. A lot of people think it's just a matter of time. You're looking at the Power 5 conferences getting like 1 through 5. You're looking at probably an at-large for the little guys, and then 2 at-large big-time programs. I mean, that's just what it's going to come down to, no matter how we look at it. Another thing that I seriously, just because I want to cover a lot of things that I've heard, a lot of people in the basketball world for college basketball don't want to schedule big-time programs. Why don't they want to schedule the big-time programs? They get paid. They get paid to pretty much go to the big-time program and get beat. But they came out and said, this is what they said. We don't, with the transfer portal the way it is, so the loosey-goosey transfer portal that we have currently, we don't want to play a Duke, a Kentucky, just for our player to leave the next season to their programs. They get a free scouting report. And that comment even makes me wonder, like, what do you think coaches do? They're going to have the scouting report. They're going to have someone there firsthand that they trust to get this scouting report. Now, there's rumors that it's the wild, wild west in recruiting with the transfer portal. But, we're still learning. The transfer portal is going to be a thing. You won't be able to truly fix it. I mean, it's just what it's going to be. You're going to have kids who are going to leave right away. You're going to have kids that they want their playing time. And then you're going to, of course, have your kids that are going to stay with the program throughout and then leave. I mean, it's going to be what it is now. It's going to be that way for a while until we can figure out something. A lot of states, we'll start there. States are talking about name, image, and likeness laws. A lot of them actually come into effect July 1st. Looking at it, California, Florida, North Carolina. Those are the 3 I remember. But here we go. We are at 7:26. We're about where we normally are. You know, we're about where we normally are. But as always, like I said, let's go ahead. Once again, we are on all platforms. You got YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, yeah, Twitter. I don't know why that one was hard to get out. But we're also on Instagram. I mean, Instagram's really connected with the Facebook page. So yeah, like I said, we're on all this. But I will see you guys next week, same time, 7 p.m. Thursday night, for a little Biro Sports Talk. See you then.